Peace for Ukraine or Urain.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programas offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Нашите предавания предлагат много езици. Моля вижте suprememastertv.com/schedule.
With a fierce commitment to their own health and a huge love for the animals and for Mother Earth, they can surely change their diets and by doing so, make a massive contribution.
Peter Egan, vegan, the veteran actor with a heart of gold, part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
The great contemplatives were practically one and all vegetarians, and fasting was their daily bread. This was because they knew by instinct what we know by experience, that excessive eating and a diet of animal products produce vibrations that make the body and mind unfit for the repose and tranquility essential to a life of meditation. The Reverend Father Aloysius Roach, vegetarian.
When you visit South Ossetia, people will say Kwit Zairut. It means how are you in Ossetian, one of the official languages of South Ossetia. I am Inga. The kind-hearted people of Ossetia wish for heaven's light to guide you always. May God bless you and your loved ones every day. Welcome to our show, Peter Egan, vegan, the veteran actor with a heart of gold, part 1 of 2.
Hello everyone, I'm delighted to be here. My name is Peter Egan, I'm a UK actor. I've been an actor for some 56 years, and so I'm now very often referred to as a veteran, and I'm still going strong.
Peter Egan, vegan, has been gracing our screens and stages since 1967, starring in a wide genre of movies and sitcoms such as Chariots of Fire, Gobble, and Bean the Movie. He's most recently known for his role in Downton Abbey, and he has also been featured in documentaries for the animal liberation movement, I, Animal, Through the Eyes of a Pig, which highlights the cruelty of the industrial animal people raising operations that are destroying the planet. Mr. Egan generously shares his vegan transition experience.
I became a vegan, I suppose, officially about 8 years ago, although I'd kind of stepped into it probably a few years earlier than that. So it was an ethical choice rather than a dietary choice. There's only one regret I have about being vegan, and that is that I didn't become a vegan 40 years earlier. I kind of drifted into it really through a centralized compassion for animals, and my wife and I had been rescuing dogs for about 25 years, and when you're very attached to animals and you're on that kind of animal journey, you keep picking up information, which I did about other animals, how they were treated, and there's a huge kind of sort of separation between our companion animals and animals that are provided for food. I considered myself to be a very compassionate, animal-loving human being because I love my dogs, but I hadn't fully focused on where my food came from. And then about 12 years ago, I watched a film called Earthlings, which is about a devastating documentary about intensive animal agriculture. The film is so shocking and shows all forms of species of animals that we eat and how they are dispatched. I found it so completely depressing and upsetting that I decided there and then, after watching this documentary, that I would never eat any animal product again. It was a very direct transition from watching Earthlings to then becoming aware of how shocking the animal agriculture trade is. There is no question that the best way for all of us on this our wonderful planet to live our lives is a plant-based lifestyle.
Mr. Egan's wholesome approach reflected his desire to improve the lives of all sentient beings on the planet. But how did the vegan lifestyle affect him personally?
Well, I feel incredibly happier. I find it wonderful. Spiritually, my life changed fundamentally because I now don't ever have death on my plate. And I feel every time I eat a meal, I feel uplifted by the fact that the food that I am eating has been compassionately produced. And that really makes me feel spiritually a million times better than I ever felt before. But also, the food that I eat, I also find physically makes me feel an awful lot better because it suits my system, it suits my digestion. I found that when I took animal product out of my diet, I also stopped having any kind of acid reflux. And so clearly a plant-based lifestyle is suiting my physiognomy, I suppose, in a remarkable way as well. I also found that I lost weight, I feel brighter, I don't feel heavy after eating a meal, and I don't feel like I want to go to sleep after eating a meal. So it has remarkable effects both spiritually and physically.
Vegan, because even little children and teenagers know the cause of climate change and become vegan.
Valuable viewers, we are going to briefly meditate, which also has remarkable positive effects on our physical and spiritual health. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. Peter Egan, Vegan, the veteran actor with a heart of gold, part 1 of 2. Mr. Egan and his loving late wife had been rescuing dog people for over 25 years, and they realized that all animals are worthy of being saved. So they started reflecting their lifestyle according to their values and beliefs. Based in England, United Kingdom, Mr. Egan shares his challenges transitioning into a vegan lifestyle.
The normal difficulties in terms of, as I came into it 12 years ago, completely unprepared, because I just knew that I couldn't carry on, having watched Earthlings, I couldn't carry on supporting cruelty in the way that a carnivorous diet supports violence. I knew that I wasn't going to eat animal product, but I didn't really know what I was going to eat because I wasn't that well versed in all the vegan options. And of course, in the last 5 years, those options have exploded. There's so much more vegan product, plant-based product, and it's very exciting. So the main difficulty when I first transitioned was having to read labels, having to read everything, whatever tin, whatever bottle, just to make sure that it didn't have any, because there's so much hidden animal product. So the difficulties are just getting all of the information to begin with, and after that it is choosing food that you're going to find interesting. I veered very, very much in the early days, and I continue to do that to this day, on a Pan-Asian diet, because the variety of food and tastes and sauces are so delicious.
Now an experienced vegan, Mr. Egan kindly shares his daily food choices.
In the summer, I always just eat fruit in the mornings. I have a banana every day, an orange, and some kind of berries. I would have that every morning. Then I might have one piece of wholemeal bread, one coffee. I never have more than one coffee a day. I have it either black or I have it with a plant-based alternative to milk. And then the rest of the day, I would probably drink water. I find water is great for my system. And then at lunchtime, I would aim to have my heaviest meal. So I would have a pasta-based meal or a rice-based meal. And then in the evening, I would eat slightly lighter. And that would be then more green vegetables or salad and any sort of meat alternative. There are plenty of those things. So light in the evening, heavy in the afternoon, and fruit in the morning. But I try as much as possible not to eat much bread or grains. I really like beans and pulses and green vegetables, stuff like that.
As part of Mr. Egan's contribution to promoting the vegan lifestyle, he prepared a speech for the COP26 summit, a meeting of world leaders to instigate mitigation plans for a sustainable future for our planet. We share an excerpt of his speech dedicated to the words of Supreme Master Ching Hai from her book published in July 2021.
In the book, Love is the Only Solution, the author also addresses methane as a large emitter. She says, "You may ask, what is the main cause of this damage and destruction to the environment? Perhaps, surprisingly, it's not the coal industry, or cars, or planes, or trains, or boats, or ships. It's methane. Methane is produced primarily by the livestock industry. So if the livestock industry is the primary cause of this disastrous situation, well, the solution is easy, isn't it? We must all change our diet. I mean, surely everyone can do that." Once again, the untold story is that families don't understand how they can dramatically reduce global warming. With a fierce commitment to their own health, and a huge love for the animals and for Mother Earth, they can surely change their diets and by doing so make a massive contribution. Imagine how happy families will be when they hear that they don't have to wait for governments for the blah blah blah, that they can help now, immediately.
Vegan, the angels are fanning you with their wings.
Righteous viewers, thank you for your devoted attention today. Please join us again next week on March 9th for part 2 of our show as we continue with Peter Egan's personal journey and views on a vegan lifestyle and the importance of changing to the compassionate way of living. Coming up next is Awakening to Spiritual Awareness, Part 11 of 14, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May we listen earnestly to our higher selves and act accordingly in our daily speech and actions.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE.